Scola.
Julie, can you comment on the numerous clips of you and producer Joe saying ESO's still working there and would even be at DabbleCon? Some of these clips were as recent as a couple weeks ago. Thanks. No problem. So originally when ESO left, he said he was going through an ugly divorce. And the first thing we agreed as a group was to not mention that ESO was leaving because at that time, Mutteringj was, going after producer Joe, digging up all his shit. And we were like, this is an ugly divorce. We don't want ESO shit getting out there. So we would just say ESO's still around just to keep the trolls out. He had no access to anything. He had no contact with anybody as far as work or payment. And all of us just assumed he's doing a divorce thing and figuring it out. So that's really all the comments were. And by the time we were heading to DabbleCon, none of us knew any of this shit. So I didn't know that he was this fucking monster. And I was hoping to see him at DabbleCon. I hadn't heard from him in a long time. So, yeah.
And I thought he said, back when he was going through a divorce and he had to get a regular job.
Right. He was working with his family. That's
right.
what we'd heard.
Right. The way it was explained to me was it was going to get ugly over the kids and he needed something steady and something, a real job. And so we understood. So, but he was, look, there's no denying ESO is the one that helped me start broadcasting, doing all this stuff. He helped us with everything. He was our only producer back then. We had no staff. It was just us and ESO. None of us knew. And at that time, he was part of the team, up until we found out what we found out.
As is with any of people like that, or
sure.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know until you know, and you've worked with, people have worked with these people until you find out.
Right. But that being said, let's go back to your theory. If my friend told me he was getting divorced and wouldn't be around for a while, I wouldn't immediately think that guy's into kids. Yeah. Maybe me and you are just idiots, Roy Ray. Maybe we're just doing it wrong.
Well, again, also, if you kind of knew somebody, was doing that kind of thing, we wouldn't say like we all got together and said, "Hey, let's keep this guy close to us. This could be good for us." You know what I mean? Like,
there were
let's
people
just keep him in the wings just in case that.
He pulls pictures fast. We need to know, you know what I mean? It's
there were people that worked behind the scenes that never wanted to be on camera. Specifically because of the trolls. So I just assumed, why am I going to fucking announce that this guy's going through a divorce so Mutteringj can go dig up documents? Right. That was it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Mutteringj, Shuli.
What?
Because as we now know, ESO got arrested right after the Pottstown show, right?
Correct.
That's the weekend that Mutteringj started digging into all of my stuff, right?
Okay.
So don't you find it a little odd that first of all, at the time, he was actively, quote unquote, investigating us, right? Because of all of my stuff. But somehow Mutteringj, the guy that never misses a thing, has access to everything, can track down any document, any family member to docs, whatever, somehow over the last year has missed this.
Great question.
Video I would like to present as evidence.
Okay.
Whoa.
Is that the grammar hammer?
The lard, as we know it.
The lore.
Welcome to Jukeboard.
I mean, nothing is more dangerous than Frog with free time. You guys should all be afraid.
I'm going to make 8-minute intros for everything.
Well, he has his free time because we don't pay him.
Why don't you come clean, Silent Mike? Why don't you admit it? I know as a fact that you buy the views and you buy the gifted memberships. I know it. I have a mole. I have a very good source. I'm not going to out the person yet.
I really got to check the chicken.
I may have to go check some chicken too. Holy shit!
I'm going to go
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
There's no
Hold
way.
on. Are we saying here that the guy there? Because I mean, listen, there was supposedly a mole for a long time.
Yeah,
And that would be somebody who probably wouldn't have been, making themselves so chummy with us.
Perhaps somebody that John and Mutteringj could be blackmailing for some sort of dark secret they might be keeping.
Whoa! I'm not even high enough to make that connection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cookie. Oh my god!
Eat another cookie.
Well, think about this. Other than ESO, who are the two people in the Dabbleverse that we know for sure have photographs of underage children on their hard drives? That's John and Mutteringj, who have both posted pictures of your kids.
Wow.
Very true. Very true. Mutteringj banned from Dabblers Anonymous for posting pictures of my kids, some as young as 9. And also John has made numerous claims about having pictures of my children, waiting till they're 18
on his hard drive.
On his hard drive, and they're minors, so he has to wait till they're 18.
Are those the only pictures he has?
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. How many
was
images?
it Izzo that said, "Why wait?
Why wait?" Right. Let's go. Isn't it funny that the ones that usually yell the loudest about this are somehow tied in with it all? A mole. Let's get back to the mole.
And who has
Easy, honey, easy.
What?
You can
Calm
you
down,
can have
ma'am.
whatever you want as an appetizer. Holy shit!
Madam, I'll get the manager. Please relax.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And who has a
We ordered your wine.
predisposition? And who has a predisposition to younger women? I mean, he's talked about he likes the younger women. He doesn't like the old women.
That is
Who
true.
knows how young?
I like mine with a limp.
Right. They can't run away. I know that. Yeah, 24 was fine.
Yeah.
You didn't have a problem with that.
But we know you do. I'm not going to reveal things right now. Almost did. But there are things that you do not know. There are a lot of things you do not know behind the scenes. Many. Believe it or not, Mutteringj knows.
What? Says, listen, I've no idea who you are, but let's be clear. You're not doing what I'm doing. I do research-based reporting based on inside sources and forensic analysis of documentation. I pace out stories too. That's why when I report, people listen. You howl into the wilderness.
Ouch.
Now, real quick,
go ahead.
In addition to him himself talking about what a great reporter he is, he's research-based, he has inside sources.
Yes, ma'am.
That could be forensic analysis, but also, more importantly, look at the date on this tweet.
Oh, June 9th, 2023. Now,
That
what
would...
Go explain why that date's significant, nerd.
Well, that would be just a couple weeks after ESO's arrest. And all of a sudden, here's Mutteringj talking about an inside source. Never a mention of an inside source before this.
No, I do not recall.
Nope.
It's not.
I hope Mutteringj wasn't the person supplying ESO with some pictures. That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, listen, we're throwing out accusations.
Yeah.
Again, and I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the guy to besmirch anybody,
right?
Because that's not what we do here.
No,
but I mean, maybe he.
God damn it!
It's not so easy, is it?
Investigation so much. I just want to know for sure.
Right.
Is Oasis really coming back? Please find that out for me, because I don't want to buy a fucking ticket to London and be stuck with Hoogly.
Oh, please. They're getting back together. They're touring the States. They ain't doing just London. Don't you worry.
Well, I hope.
These boys need to make some. Maybe Mutteringj is talking about the other employee that left.
That might be an interesting point, Ryan, had that other employee not left weeks after this.
Whoa. I feel like I'm in a murder mystery. This is fucking fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's I mean, it's weird. It's kind of coming together here. It's not a lot of money to divide up. I'll give you that. But for Trailer Park Joe, it's a lot. You ain't kidding. So my assumptions are generous to him. But my source on Shuli Network income is a good one. It varies, but pre-tax, it's only 10 to 12K. Flabbergasted it's this low.
Okay, so his source on our income, only 3 people at that time would have had access before ESO left to the YouTube channel and our revenue numbers. That's ESO, you, and me.
Yep. Fact. They should publish along with Patreon income. My source says total pre-tax income, everything. Surprised it's that low. Okay, if you're a single person, but with 3 hosts plus others? Wow, this mole is chirping away, huh?
I don't want to admit, but we were eating out of garbage cans back then.
It was rough. It was rough.
I mean, you found me in a garbage can eating. You remember?
Who had
This afternoon?
Is that a cannoli?
Hold my ankles. I'll be right back.
Never mind. Just let go and let me fall in head first.
Who are we kidding? Let go. Number crunching. Does producer Joe earn minimum wage?
No, look at the one above it.
Oh,
If you gave him a fucking raise, I'll leave right now.
My sources say total network pre-tax income is 10 to 12K. Not a lot to share around, really. All right. I guess if doing yourself as a bit of fun, though. Okay. So again,
all of a sudden, after ESO's arrest, again, this is all within a 1 month period after ESO's arrest. All of a sudden, Mutteringj, who is the guy that finds everything, and as we now know, there was a news story about ESO's arrest the day it happened, and a press release from the government and stuff. So what I think is Mutteringj found it, used it to blackmail ESO, and get info for John.
Jesus Christ.
You're like Colum Joe here.
This is like an after school special. This is like fucked up. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like Ace Ventura when he's breaking down the case at the very end.
Frog in order.
Hit the like button.
Sources say no. So these are the only verifiable numbers we have. We have.
So again, to Ryan's point from earlier about it must be the other employee that left, that employee didn't have access to our revenue numbers.
No, they did not.
Wow.
I would hate for people to spam his timeline asking him that question over and over again.
Boom.
Oh, I got the income. I got the inside source. That's right. Bob's leaving.
What?
And when Bob goes, Silent Mike's out.
What?
Then you have Log Cabin Larry.
What? You have that
Nobody
wrong.
wants to work with you. Talk to Scott the engineer.
When is
Talk to
this?
Ronnie the limo driver.
When was this from?
I don't know, but this was from when he had his source, apparently.
So maybe we should really push John on what the source was.
Well, it's too bad he's not talking about the Dabbleverse anymore. And
It's so weird.
And if I was working with Mutteringj and he knew that, and now this comes out, well, I wouldn't want to talk about the Dabbleverse anymore either, would I?
Absolutely.
Right. How in the world could John not be talking about this story? He's been waiting for a win like this for the last 14 months since he came back to the internet. But for some reason, doesn't want to talk about it.
it makes no sense from the man that we all know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know that we all know this motherfucker. And the smallest speck of a victory is him winning a gold medal in the Olympics. This is massive. This is him being able to run around and gloat and all that shit.
And almost forget that he ran away like a coward.
Oh, oh boy, did he.
And be like, hey, yeah.
Okay, fuck you, Doom.
Goodbye. I'll do it like that show. Goodbye.
Shut up, Doom. And don't you dare clip this, you son of a bitch.
I'd be careful about that Doom guy.
Doom's a weirdo.
By the way, if you listen to anything that Doom guy says, you're probably listening to a mentally retarded person.
Doom, you're gone again. That's it. I'm so sick of you anyway.